Hey everyone, welcome to the halfway point. We're just over the halfway point. As I stated in many of my other videos and in your syllabus, that I'm going to release extra credit assignments at the halfway point. So here we are. I want to go over there's 5 total. Really, there's more than that, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. But there's 5 listed, and you can do as many as you want. But understand a couple things about extra credit in my class. I think I shared this in the syllabus video, but you can't make up a zero with it, right? But if you got a grade that's anything but a zero, you turn some work in and you didn't get the grade you hoped, you can do as many of these as you want to bring that grade up, to bring any grade up. I'll apply 1 extra credit assignment to 1 grade. Each extra credit assignment is up to 50 points. They will be graded. There's formats and rules and all the things that go with work, right? And you can read all those. You should be familiar with all those things by now, but read each one because each one is very different. And I'm going to go over each one. So if you're at University of St. Thomas, you'll find this under the content tab. The extra credit tab is now visible, and it'll show up under your weekly course modules tab. That's where you'll access that. If you're at Lone Star, you'll access that in D2L under Peer Shared Resources tab, right in your content area. So let's go over these real quickly. I'll make this brief because the instructions are pretty clear, but I would follow them because each of them have different requirements, right? So number 1 is research any illicit or legal drug and complete a 2 to 3 page paper with key information regarding the chosen drug, i.e. the history through present day, how it affects society. You get the idea, right? How to treat individuals with this particular problem. A minimum of 3 scholarly resources. Your textbook will always count as a scholarly resource, so keep that in mind, right? Again, you're up to 50 points. This describes all that. APA 7, you can read all that. Extra credit 2 is research the requirements to become an LCDC. Complete a 2 to 3 page paper that includes the degree needed, other requirements, and other requirements to obtain licensure, how many and what kind of continuing education is needed once licensed. Also include information on IC and RC, NADAC, and TAP. What are they and how are they significant to the LCDC? You may use these websites as resources for your cited references here. So keep that in mind. Again, like anything, make these flow as a paper. Don't just answer questions because you only have a couple there. Don't use the prompts. Those are just guidelines, right? Extra credit 3. What are the roles of an LCDC? May include counselor, group facilitator, educator, case manager, discharge planner, and or client advocate. In a 2 to 3 page paper, explain how these roles are used in an LCDC when working with clients. That's a good one too. They're all good, actually. Here's the one, if you're gonna do one, I would encourage you to do, because this is something you'll use your entire career, honestly. And it's create a minimum of 3 page comprehensive resource list that includes Houston area resources for substance use care, right? For substance use disorder care and treatment, the list should include resources for specific populations. That includes veterans, disabled individuals, LGBTQIA, homeless, low cost, high end, faith and non-faith based, men and women, professionals, co-occurring, dual diagnosis, self-help, cultural preferences, suicidal ideation, etc. You get the idea. The list should be comprehensive, meaning it should cover a range of care options that include any number of the following, but not limited to: substance use treatment centers, mental health facilities, psychologists, psychiatrists, individual therapists, groups, self-help groups, medical doctors, call centers, etc. Excuse me. I've used myself as your first resource here. On this one, I need you to note, I don't want you to do a double space. I want you to do single spaced on this one. I know that's different than the APA, what we do, but I want it to look just like this resource I listed, which is myself, my company. I want it to look just like that for each one. That way you should have a minimum of 3 to 4, potentially 5 on each page. Because if you double space and do the 12-point font, all the things, you'll end up with 3 on a page. That's not going to work. I want a minimum of 4 per page. But this is how that should look. Get as many on each page as you can, right? So I've got my company name, my name and credentials, my address, my phone number, my website address, and then a brief 1 to 2 sentence summary of what I do. Dan is a therapist that's licensed in Texas and Florida that specializes in SUD care. Dan performs interventions all over the United States. Done. I'm telling you, that one's, I use this every other day for sure. Someone's always calling, hey, do you have a counselor for adolescents? Hey, do you specialize in complex grief? Hey, is this, right? It's invaluable, and I'm always meeting people and updating and taking people off that have changed whatever, right? So that's an important. Now, number 5, you can present your idea to me for an extra credit assignment. The idea is just present me with an assignment. I'll either approve it or I won't. I've yet to not approve one. If it's reasonable and it has to do with our field, I'm going to most likely approve it. So that's up to you. If there's something you're passionate about, what I am going to tell you is don't use something you've already done. That's not, use your ethics here, right? Like, this is a new assignment. Don't use something you've already done. So that said, let me know if I can help in any way or clarify any of these things in any way. The extra credit's open. So, if you want to do them, great. They're there for you. I'll continue to add bonus points. And, man, there they are. If you want to do them, do them. We'll talk soon.